be a chill interview about yourself.
Said that I was like, I can do that because like I would see the models and then I was like, she's Asian, like she's like
She
me.
looks like me.
Yeah, she looks like me, and like I can do that. Like I want to do that. I want to do that.
I also want to ask, since you've also mentioned you have an amazing manager,
Yes.
an agent, and I feel like it's such a key thing. I agree with you. It's such a key thing in having a successful career.
Yeah.
But there's no like Wikipedia on like how to know if you have a good agent or whatsoever.
Yeah. First of all, there's not a lot of info period about modeling.
Exactly.
And that's why we make videos like this so you guys can know.
So tell me, how do you know
No.
by your experience, how is your agent a good agent? Or what should people check if an agent's a good agent?
Okay. Well, first of all, your agent's supposed to know what you want out of your career. So there's supposed to be like an open communication and understanding between you and your mother agent of like what it is that you want to achieve in your whole modeling career, and he or she should know, or at least like try their best to figure out if what's like the most realistic way to achieve that dream of yours. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you have to meet halfway, and they have to be knowledgeable enough in the industry and know enough people and good at their job in a way that like they can actually sell you to help you make those dreams come true. So at the end of the day, it's a partnership. You don't work for them, they don't really work for you. No one works for anyone. You're all your own boss. You're partners. So it's good, just like every other relationship. The sign of a good partnership is open communication, like good understanding, and like being able to meet halfway. That's it. Like, so say if I tell like my manager that like this is what I want, like I want to be in Chanel Beauty one day. This is actually like the conversation that we had. I told him that like this is what I want to do. I know that I'm short and everything else that may be like, you know, that could possibly stop me. All this like what do you call that, like insecurities that I have that I feel like will stop me from achieving what I want to get out of this career. So like they just need to be knowledgeable in the industry. Knowledgeable as in like they have to know the whole fashion industry and how it works in a modeling.
And
world.
how long has your agent been in the industry?
He's been in the industry since he was 14 and
Wow.
he's 21 now, I think.
Okay.
He's
young.
He is young.
He's
He
so
started
young.
off the agency at 19, I think 19 or 20, and I was like one of the first few models he signed. But he was a photographer for like agency before, since he was 14. He was like in high school and like already doing like stuff like this.
I feel like you got really lucky with your agent. It's just shows that he's not only just like young, but he's like observant and smart and like get this and that.
Yeah,
you know,
he's gifted. He is. I feel like we both. The reason why it works so well is because we have the same work ethic. Like he's such a hustler. I am a hustler, but also like we're both super having fun too. Like we don't just like business. Like it's we know that it's important to always just be happy first before you do anything, because like if you're not, then you're faking it and it shows, and it's not effective when you're faking it.
So you're saying it's really important to have that
Good chemistry with your agent.
Okay.
Yeah, good chemistry. You need to have good chemistry, good communication, good understanding, and they need to be knowledgeable in the industry. Everything that has to do with the agency, not just modeling, but like designer wise, like casting director wise, you know, label wise. Like they have to know all these things as your agent, as your mother agent. Like they have to know this. And then I said I want big campaigns, I want a billboard in Times Square, I want Piccadilly Circus and stuff like that. Like I want that. Like I want big, and I also want to be able to like be in the Philippines. 19-year-old, 20-year-old, no matter how old you are, coming into an industry where it's all hush hush from the outside. Only a person from the inside can can tell you what's really going on, and there's a tendency that you're gonna ask somebody who is not reliable. So make sure that your manager is that person that will be like kind of like a fairy godmother in the industry.
It's quite hard though, because I feel like I've had a similar, like, based from you. Your agent is from the industry.
Yeah.
I have an previous agent, which is also from the industry, but I feel like they're on different levels. They're like on really different levels. I feel like your agent understood more the bigger picture, whereas I'm not sure if that was the same. I don't think it was the same for my previous agent. So
I think because maybe the biggest difference, now that I realize it, is because my agent, when he started, he's already in New York. Yeah,
I see. He was already in that
He's
city.
already in a fashion city, in one of the main fashion cities when he started. So he had proper life, proper education of the industry from like the right people. Yeah.
So it's still mostly on the experiences as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you can ask people. Like you can now, like, when you meet more models and you meet more people as you work, you can ask them and like kind of like always just like decide for yourself on like who sounded the most genuine and like what is like the common denominator that people are saying. Then that must be the truth, Yeah.
How about any challenges that you've had throughout your modeling career? That was like
my biggest challenge would probably be having to live in model apartments.
Okay. Oh, that's a good thing to share.
Yeah, so like I don't know. Obviously, I'm assuming not a lot of people who are watching this knows about model apartments. So like model apartments, there's two kinds of model apartments. So there's a model apartment that's like hosted by the agency and you pay for that. When you get the job, they take it as advance, and then you live with like other models.
Which could also be overpriced, by the way.
Could be overpriced, yeah. Usually overpriced. Sometimes not even like in a prime location.
And you share it with other models.
And you still share it with other models. But I would still say that that's safer than the other model apartments.
Okay, I haven't heard about that.
So there's
the other model apartment. Okay.
So there's
the other model apartment. Okay.
No. So there's a model apartment, which is more of like a promoter apartment. So promoters are people who work for a club. Like usually it's like a really bougie big club, and promoters work for that club, and their job is to bring beautiful people into the club. Yeah, so the club looks better, and they have clients, so the clients are the ones that are buying bottles. So usually these clients are like the rich people. And yeah, so those promoters, they would have their own apartment, and they would have models from all over the world come and live in that apartment. Sometimes the promoter lives in that apartment as well, but usually the promoter does not live there. It's just the models who live there. So it's the same idea. It's a house full of models, but you don't pay. Instead, you go out to the club and look pretty every night. Not every night, but like
you get to say no?
You don't get to say no because that's your payment for the rent. And if you want to take a day off or a night off, you have to pay.
I see.
So yeah, it sounds like a really good proposal because you get to live in an apartment for free in like cities like New York where like rent is so expensive. You get to go out to these amazing clubs
for free as well.
You get free drinks. You don't have to line up, and you just you have all this like exclusive stuff. It all sounds very appealing and so nice, but obviously like everything that's just like too good to be true, there's always a catch. The environment is not always the healthiest environment around you, because there are people who will always take advantage of like how beautiful and how vulnerable your position is, because you are at the end of the day homeless and like staying in somebody else's house for free. And there's drinks, there's drugs around you, there's temptation, there's there's jealousy from other girls because not everyone is booking, and like they're staring down each other. Those are like the bad points of these promoter model apartments. But at the end of the day, I did that, and it helped me, because if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't an available option, I wouldn't be able to be living in New York or like in Toronto. Like I wouldn't have a place to stay. I think what helped me get through the whole thing, even if it was hard and toxic, is the fact that like I know why I'm here. Like, yes, there's drinks, yes, there's drugs, yes, there's like predators, yes, there's like, you know, a lot of like people whispering in your ear that like you should do this, you should do that. Like I know inside of me that like that is not what I'm here for. I am staying in this apartment and I am living through this toxic environment for a reason, and that reason is to make it in the modeling industry, like really make it. And I am not gonna get distracted by the drinks and the glitz and glamour of like going out and the drugs and, you know, every invitation to like every after party. I am not gonna let myself be distracted or forget the reason why I started doing this. Like I always
still focused.
I always kept my head straight into like, why am I here? Why am I experiencing this experience? Why am I in this toxic environment? Why am I like, why? Oh, because I have a dream, and that dream kept me like sane, kept me in my, you know, kept me from going the wrong path and getting blinded by like by the lies and by the party lifestyle and stuff like that. I mean, I partied, you know, like I would drink and I would smoke and stuff like that. So, you know, I would attend after parties, I would make friends, but I never went like overboard to the point that like I would abandon a casting because I'm hungover, you know, like, or I would abandon a shoot because I look like shit. Like that never happened. My priority is always my career, because that's the reason why I'm here. Like my priority is not the party, it's not these people that has nothing to do with my industry anyways. You know, like even if they offer me success in their own terms, I don't want the success. I want my success
and own it, and you have control over it.
It's like so when you encounter like these kind of experiences, if you're an aspiring model and you find yourself having to like stay in one of these promoter apartments, definitely ask other models that have lived in that apartment before. Definitely research about that promoter, and when you get there, when you're already living in this kind of situations, just hold on to the reason why you're there and why you started in the first place, so you don't find yourself getting swayed to the wrong path.
And it's, I guess, still put up your guard.
Put up your guard, have fun. It's your reality. You gotta have fun with your reality. You can't feel bad about it, but have your head straight.
I'm glad that you share both the good and the bad side of it, because it's a really a really learning lesson for everyone, even for me. Like if I go to places like New York, I should be aware of this, but at the same time it's not all bad. It's not all bad.
It's definitely not the healthiest environment.
Exactly. And saludo, like salute, or like salute. I look up to you in a way where you were able to just like, yes, I know what I want. This is what I want. I'm using this because it's an advantage at the moment, but it's not going to take control over me. No. And I like that. I really like that. So
I did not enter modeling to become popular. I entered modeling because I love fashion and I love the industry, I love the art, and it's what I want to do to make money.
And I can imagine like being in that environment, it would just be so easy to just like
so easy, baby.
Just like
to just get caught up.
Exactly.
Get caught up.
Exactly. And what's the definition of happy for you?
Free.
Of what? Free.
Just free. Like, I think I said it in that story too. So it's like, I just want to be free to, in a sense that, okay, so like I'm not asking for fame like Bella Hadid fame, because I know that's very restricting. So that's not really aligning to my freedom. And I'm not asking for like I don't know, like millions of dollars, because I don't really need millions of dollars. But if I do have millions of dollars, I will use that money for something, because like just the amount of people you can help with that $1 million, oh my god, I'll take it. But I don't need it for myself, is what I mean. Like I don't need $1 million for myself. I'm very like low-key, even though I look like I'm not low-key, like I'm very low-key. I can sleep anywhere, and I think Philippines trained me for, because
definitely like being jolo.
I can be, you can like
not be picky or something.
Suksok mo, you can suksok mo sa like masusuksok mo ako sa like iba kahit saan. Pwede mo akong isuksok kahit saan.
Okay, like you could be anywhere and you can fine.
I'm tiny. Yeah, I can be comfortable as long as there's a bed. Like I can even sleep on the grass, like you know. So I don't really need a lot. Like I don't need anything that's like grand or anything. I just want nature, freedom. I want to be able to play.
Do you still see yourself like modeling at like when you're old, or like
80?
Do you want to retire from modeling, or would you still want to be like, you know what, I'm gonna work until I can?
I think I want to keep modeling until as long as I want. Like here and there, even if I'm 80, if I still look hot as fuck, I probably will be.
I mean, it's already a thing
like
now.
I feel like I still want to model because I do enjoy. I enjoy the art of posing and the creative process of a shoot, like especially editorials and campaigns, but mostly editorials and beauty shots. Like even if it's just e-com, like I enjoy the process of like creating it and being a part of that creative process. And as a model, you are a big part of that because you're the one in front of the camera. And I enjoy that a lot. I just enjoy creating, and this is my first big practice into like creative space as an adult, is like posing. So I don't think I want to ever let it go. But I do want to venture into, like, I do photography and
you mentioned acting too.
But that's we'll see about that.
As a model, and even all these years, do you still have insecurities and like struggles as a person yourself?
I think that's not ever gonna go away. As a person, you're always gonna have that moment where like, am I good enough? You know? Because like as a human being, there's always that like you're up and then you're down, and then on those times when you're down, everything just kind of hits you harder than normal. So when I'm in that down period of my life and something bad happens career-wise, say I lost an option that I was looking forward to, that's when I usually get those self-doubting thoughts, where like, am I really supposed to be doing this? Like, what am I even, do I even want this? Like, stuff like that. Where like, or like, obviously like the insecurity that comes all the time, that I always like kind of like catch myself thinking, is like my doubt because of my height. So like, am I even really gonna get there? Because like I can't change how short or tall I am. I can change my measurements, but I can't change the measurement of my height. And like that always comes back because of how much of a big deal it is in the industry for like years. Thank God it's changing now. But yeah, so I still get that. It's not like human to not have insecurities. You just have to like know how to handle them.
And how do you handle it, or how do you overcome it?
So when I can't handle it on my own, when I need help, I reach out for help. That's something that I eventually learned how to do. That's something that life experiences like taught me to like get on. Like I feel like my whole life I'm like, I got this.
You don't need to be ashamed of asking for help.
Like my whole life I'm like, I got this. Not just like, because there's and that whole like little Miss Independent mindset, which is a little too independent sometimes, it's rooted from my childhood. Because not a lot of, I didn't get a lot of expectations on me as a child because I was looked down upon. And so when I became an adult, I was kind of like going the opposite direction, where like I want to do everything on my own and prove those people that I can do everything on my own. And the reason why we have friends and community is so we can have someone to, a shoulder to cry on, and someone to like call.
We can't be on our own, basically.
Exactly. No one really is supposed to be, like alone doing.
Thank you so much for being honest.
Thanks.
And for sharing this experience, your modeling journey, which I think from our whole conversation, it started when you were young. Like you've always dreamed
of
modeling,
questions,
and then now you're living the dream.
Wow.
Like
we are living the dream, aren't we?
Yes.
Like it's insane, isn't it?
It's just nice to like sit down,
Oh my
pause,
God.
and reflect, and actually just like, wow, I am here. I am.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about little Cathrina, and she's like, oh, I think Cathrina.
Oh my gosh, she's like, wait, what?
Yes, exactly.
What?
So yeah, thank you so much for this. I've enjoyed this. I enjoyed knowing your story, knowing your thoughts, and I've learned so much from this conversation. So. Okay, that's about it.
Thank you. Follow me on Instagram.